line. Please put your hands together for Paco, Romane! Thank you. I know I look like I'm here to interrupt a comedy show to get my daughter. Deborah. Mom's worried sick. She's got dinner. Do your homework. Anybody else here getting older? Yeah, it sucks, right? Yeah, it's the worst thing ever. Remember when you were a kid and your uncle was like, strap in. Life's a roller coaster. It goes by fast. And you're like, shut up, old man. I know karate. And then you're 50. It sucks, man. It sucks. I can't even, I wake up after sleeping and I feel like I'm in a car accident. You guys have that? You wake up and... Yeah, you wake up and you have a cramp for some reason. All I did was lay there for 8 hours. And now I have to exercise. Getting out of bed. I gotta do this wall stretch thing. Fucking sucks, man. You get that cramp too? You ever get those leg cramps at night? And you try to put your leg in a position where it won't happen. And you're like, here, this is comfortable. I'll just sleep like this. Fucking sucks. I get out of bed in the morning and I turn into a jazz singer. I get out of bed, I'm like, I sit down, I'm like, yeah. Sucks, man. No, drop something. You know when when your dad used to drop something, and all of a sudden he was had to pull everything up, start getting that stance going, that dad stance. Drop his pen. He's like, I'm gonna be there sooner or later. Come here. Pick up this pen for me. That's how if I drop some keys, I'm like, that's where my keys live now. It's right there. It's like kick them over to someone younger. Pick those up. Fucking sucks, man. It sucks. You ever see old pictures of you 20 years ago when you thought you were fat? And you're like, I was fucking hot. Mid-2000s, this shit was looking good. I should have been fucking, but back then you're like, I'm too fat to date. Now, you're the best looking you'll ever be right now. You all should be fucking right now, because you're sexier than hell right now. This is it. This is it. Don't think you're ugly now. You ain't ugly. You fucking hot as fuck, okay? Y'all should be fucking right now, because in 20 years from now, that's bad. Yeah, that's not good. You got the bingo wing and shit. No. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with that. My best friend turned 50. 50. And he was like, Paco, can I have my 50th birthday party at your house? And I was like, fuck yeah. Let's fucking do this thing. And then he said, can we get a stripper? And I was like, no. Don't they come over at midnight? This party's wrapped up 9:30 tops. I don't know what you think you're doing, but the invitation says 7 to 9. 9:10, I'm in bed. I'm watching Netflix. I got my comfy pajamas on. I'm not getting my ass up at midnight to answer the door for a stripper. What are we, the difference between our age and her age is her age. What are we supposed to do with a fucking stripper? We're too old for a stripper. She's gonna come over, we're just gonna give her advice or something. Just stay in school, Cinnamon. Fuck. Oh, fuck. It's like, you look cold. Did you bring a coat or something? The fuck? Is that your Toyota Corolla out front? Check out these tires for you. Remember that dad thing? What are these, 15s? And who has dollar bills anymore? Nobody carries dollar bills anymore. We have to give her hard candy or something. Here's a Werther's. It's a Bitcoin. Enjoy. It sucks, man. I'm out there though. I'm dating. What? Okay. Yeah. What? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Been trying to lose some weight. You know, I put on 40 to 50 pounds during the pandemic, whatever. Been trying to do keto. Keto is Latin for diarrhea all day. They're like, you're gonna lose water weight. All I've lost is the will to live. That's all I've lost. Doesn't matter. I don't diet well. I've been doing intermittent feasting. That shit's hot, man. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. I'm gonna come out with one diet book. It's just gonna be called Eat. Just eat that shit up, man. Enjoy your life. Fuck, this is all we got. It's not a dress rehearsal, you know what I mean? Fuck. Trying to date, man. I've been on dating apps. I've been dating on Crumble or Fumble or Bumble or... I've definitely been dating on Unhinged. I'm old enough to remember you had to go to a club or a bar to meet somebody. You remember. You know, you had to, like, you definitely remember. You invented bars or something. Like, you had to go to a club and they were loud as fuck and you had to have a cool opening line, which I never did. You go to a bar and be like, you're like, hey, can I get your number? You know, oh, what? You know, then you're like, pretend you smoke, like, let's go smoke out front just to like talk to her or whatever. And then it's like, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. Yeah, you go out there, can I bum a cigarette? You're like, she's like, I thought you smoked. You're like, no, well, this is amazing. 20 years later, you're like, I should never have started that. You know. That was a bad idea. Well, that's it, huh? That's your line? All right. Wait till Ian gets up here, yo. Then she gives you her number, you know, and you're like, she's like, 415. And you're like, who's got a pencil? You know, there's no smartphones, there's nothing to write on. Who's got a golf pencil? You're looking like, give me some blood, give me something to write this shit on. Put it on, you write it on your hand, you just try not to use your hand the entire night, you know? You get home and there was all these rules. Your best boy, I'd say, I got someone's number. And he'd be like, don't call her on a Tuesday. Nobody fucks on Tuesdays. You know, don't call her for 5 days. You're going to seem desperate. I'm like, I am fucking desperate. That's the whole fucking point. That's why I went to the club in the first place. But now on dating apps, on dating apps, people are confident as fuck. That's why social media works the way it is, because people feel confident behind a monitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have said things to women online that I would never say face to face ever. Because I'm a little shy little motherfucker. If I had a girl come up to me, I'd be like, I like your hair. Can I touch your ear? You smell pretty. But online, I'm like, back that ass up. I've said things like, I want to tongue punch your stink star. You know what I'm saying? It's like, give me some of that shit. La, 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 la. Give me some of that meat toilet, girl. You know. Let me see where it comes from. Man, I tell you what, though. That's tough, man. At least I don't gotta roll with my stupid-ass friends anymore when you're dating online. You ever have that one dumb friend? Every group has that one dumb friend. Justin, or Brad, or Megan, or some shit. You know, there's always, like, everyone's pretty well adjusted, and then you have that stupid friend. You guys got a stupid friend? Yeah, she's like, you just looked at him. She's just looking at this guy. Cody? They're always Cody. It's always Cody, or like Rusty, or TJ, or some shit. It's like, you ate lead as a kid in some trailer park somewhere. Somewhere in Modesto or some shit. They're always like, I'll roll with y'all. Like, fuck, here comes Cody. Goddamn Cody, just skateboarding his way into fucking hell. Just like looking like a villain out of an 80s movie. Fucking Cody with the talking dog. Like, what the fuck? My best friend, who's dumb as fuck, is Kenny. Kenny. Not Kenny with an E, but Kenny with an I. Kenny. Like skinny without the S. Kenny. That's the dumbest fucking name ever, isn't it? When he was born, their parents were like, we dropped him on his head, let's call him Kenny. Because that's just dumb. Like, he's like, I'll call him into a room and he'll come in like a golden retriever. You know, like how golden retrievers are awesome, but they're dumb? You know, like he'll come in a room like, aha, what's this room? You know how dogs are always surprised by every room? You're like, this is the kitchen. You know the kitchen. Like, he's so fucking dumb. He bought me a birthday present And I like to smoke weed and I like to listen to reggae. I know, I look like an unemployed softball coach, but I do. I like to get down. So for my birthday, he bought me this album. And I put it on, and the first song went like this. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-ba-da-bum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-ba-da-ba. And I was like, Kenny, what the fuck is this? And he held up the album and he said, it's reggae. And I'm like, it's not fucking reggae. And he held up the album and he said, it's Herb Alert. And I was like, motherfucker, that's Herb Alpert. Like, how dumb are you? Who can be that dumb? Although, that's a great name for a reggae band. Herb Alert is fucking awesome. Dumb people always win. Because they're too dumb to know, you know? And then there's like, you have Cody, like, you're hanging out and everyone's telling a story, then Cody's like, I got a story, and everyone's like, fuck, let's go home. This is gonna be 4 hours of fucking misery. Because your dumb friends never know anything. They're like, remember that guy? I got a story. Remember that guy with that thing? You know, the guy with that thing by that place? And you're like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, why? Is this a Mad Lib? Why am I doing all the heavy lifting here? It's your fucking story. The other day, Kenny and I got into a fight, and he said, Paco, sometimes you gotta let guide dogs be guide dogs. I'm like, it's bygones be bygones. Like, what the fuck? Although it's so smart, you should just let a guide dog be a guide dog. They're at work. Don't pet them. It's fucked up. Man, but dating. I was out with this girl. We hung out for a little bit. Her name was Greta. She's German. So our safe word was Volkswagen. She was like, talk dirty to me. So I said, I want to see your papers. She's like, I don't talk like that. I'm like, yes, you do. Bun, you. She's big. I like big girls. She's big. I like my big girls, yeah. She barely got her hands together. Whoa. I've been with small women, skinny little bitches. Ooh. We fuck and they just tap out like it's a wrestling match. There's a ref involved for some reason. Greta's big. She's 6 foot, 200 pounds, and the Niners are taking a look at her. Use some help on D. She's thick. But I called her sturdy once, and she's like, no. You know, like a weeble wobble or some shit, you know? She's big. She's awesome. She's big, though, man. Now I'm the fucking little spoon in the relationship. Man, they don't tell you how awesome that is. Women, that's a secret women keep to the grave, man. That little spoon, man, that's comfy as fuck. I'll be on the couch, she'll get in there, and she's like, let me just get you, brother. I'm like, oh, your arms are so strong and hairy. And then she's like, you want anything from the kitchen? I'm like, sure. She's like, I'll just take you. Just put me in a baby Bjorn. I'm just like... But she's like, she was really into true crime. Like, I didn't know anything about true crime. You guys dig true crime? Yeah. Women love true crime. Like, look, right there's a true crime podcast waiting to happen right there between these two. The Kitchen Cut-Ups. Solving murders in Oakland. Women love true crime. I think that the reason women love true crime so much is there's two reasons, I think. I think reason number one is because all women are competitive as fuck. And they're just taking notes on that shit. And they're like, that bitch went to a parking garage by herself at 10 p.m.? That's not gonna be me. And I think the other reason women love true crime so much is because all women are natural-born detectives. All women are natural-born detectives. If all cops and detectives were women, there'd be no cold cases fucking ever. Women would fucking run that fucking asshole to the grave trying to figure that shit out. Are you kidding me? And women are emotional and observant as well, which is what you need to solve those fucking cases. Guys are like, listen, Alejandro, I guess you robbed that bank, but I don't know, I'm gonna eat a donut or something. You know, women would come and be like, Alejandro, how was your day? Did you rob a bank? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, fuck, got you, bitch. You know, that's how, like, that shit would go down, man. I remember once I told Greta I was going to my friend's house to watch some fucking videos. She's like, videos. And I was like, fuck, why did she do that? And I came home and she was like, how are the videos? And I was like, good. And she turned into Columbo or some shit. She was just like, I got a couple more questions for you. Should have a seat there, pretty boy. Yeah. But there's a funeral parlor across the street from my house, so we like to cosplay a little bit. I like to wear a trench coat. She'll wear like a business suit. We'll get like a piece of paper and some pencils, maybe a hard candy. Go across the street to that funeral, walk around, go up to the casket, say things like, just doesn't add up. Just doesn't add up. That's stupid. But she was girly as fuck, man. She was into crystals. You guys into crystals? Yeah. Yeah, wow, that's like you're sitting on a box of them now or something. She's like, yeah, I live in a crystal palace. She was in, like, I grew up in Michigan. Like, I didn't know from crystals. Like, we had crystal meth, believe that. But, like, I grew up in the redneck racist area of Michigan called Michigan. And, she was into that shit. So, like, I don't know, a month ago we had that full moon or blueberry moon or raspberry moon or Mercury was in Gatorade. Something was happening. And she woke my ass up and she's like, Paco. And I was like, it's midnight. I was like, what? And she's like, it's a full moon. And I was like, fuck, okay. You know, like, I don't know what to do. Like, we just started dating, so I still had to be interested, you know? And I was like, I'll make some coffee or something, you know? So we go into the kitchen and she's got this jar full of crystals and she's putting water in it. And I was like, what are you making? And she said, I'm making moon water. I was like, what the fuck is moon water? What is this fairy princess Wiccan Lisa Frank sticker collection Judy Blume book? Bullshit is moon water. And she's like, you take a jar full of crystals and you put tap water in it. And I said, all you've done is invented Bud Light. That's it. That's like, it's all Bud Light is. It's just a jar full of shitty water that someone's yelled racist words into, you know? And then she's like, let's go outside. And I was like, great, the adventure continues. So we go outside, she's got this jar full of crystals and waters, and she's holding it under the moonbeams, doing like incantations, you know, she's like, like summoning some fucking desperate fucking distant ancestors or some shit. And I live in the Tenderloin. Even the crackheads are like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, when you surprise a crackhead at something, they're opening their tents like, what the fuck? Can you keep this bitch quiet for a second? It's fucked up. And then we're driving in Nashville, Tennessee. And I was driving, and she was like, stop the car, crystal shop. And I was like, fuck, how did you do that? How did you find the only crystal shop in the South? And she's like, come up with us, up these stairs. And I was like, I don't like stairs. I'd rather smoke this joint and listen to Steely Dan, you know? But we go up these stairs and we go to this crystal shop. And for those people who've never been to a crystal shop, I'll like illustrate for you. They're always tiny. Nothing's on shelves. Everything's in baskets. They can't afford shelves. There's always like 30 to 50 cats just walking around with nothing to do, just mean mugging. You're like, yeah, like crystal cats are mean. Just Nag Champa, just like fucking incense. And there's always like really quiet international music on the speakers. So I was like, and I'm like, fuck. And I was standing in there, and Greta's checking out the crystals, and I look over to the corner, and I see a basket. And the basket had a sign on it that said, heated healing crystal dildos. And I was like, oh, fuck that. If she sees that, she'll never need me ever again. There's nothing on my body that heats or heals. I'll be as useless as Anne Frank's drum set. Like, there was, like, no reason. Really? Oh, come on. Anne, what are you doing up there? The Nazis are coming. Oh, shit. So I'm just kicking the basket into the corner, just taking cats, trying to hide this shit. And all of a sudden, the curtains open up. And this little lady comes out, dressed from head to toe like she's fucking from Marin. Just like purple Marin scarf, just flowing in the breeze. Birkenstocks, like tie-dye. She smells like dirt, you know? And she just comes out and she's like, namaste. But she's from the South, so she says, namaste. I'm like, you sure? She comes out and she's like, looks at me and she says, hey, what's your name? And I said, my name's Paco. What's your name? And she said, Crystal. I'm like crystals? And she said, I never thought of that. I'm like, what? The fuck? It's right there. I'm like, what's the name of this place? She said, the Crystal Palace. I'm like, that's a strip club. In like Sarasota or something. Somewhere in Florida where like Honey Boo Boo is now like featuring. So then like, the curtains open up again. And this time it's her husband, but he doesn't look like her. He's got a Jack Daniels hat on. He's got a t-shirt that says Kill a Commie for Mommy on it. He's got one good leg, one wooden leg. Looked like he had just paused Call of Duty to get a beer. Just telling people like, hey faggot, stop camping, I'll be right back. And he comes out and he's like rough and tumble, man. He's like, hey, we haven't had customers here since '82. It's like, where are you all from? And I was like, I don't want to have to say San Francisco. I was like, Canada? By way of San Diego? Or he's like, where are you from? And I was like, San Francisco. And he's like, you suck dick. And I was like, no, it doesn't work like this. It's not like you move to San Francisco and you're just gay, you know. It's not like you're flying an SFO and the pilot's like, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing in San Francisco in 20 minutes. If you please pull out your glitter and rainbows and set your dicks to an upright and locked position. Doesn't happen like that. He's like, you're from San Fran, silly, and you ain't gay. I'm like, you have a wooden leg. That doesn't make you a table. All right, like. But here's the thing that I've realized when you go on dates. You ever go on a date and someone asks you what your sign is? Like, what's your sign? What's your sign? It doesn't fucking matter what your sign is. It's all fucking made up. Have you ever read your horoscope? Horoscopes are so generalized. Horoscopes are like, tomorrow's gonna be a day and you're gonna do something. He's like, fuck! How'd they know? That's so fucking Virgo, man. Like 6,000 years ago, just a couple Greek guys looking at the stars, smoking fucking weed, just being like, hey, Ephesius, what does that look like to you? And he's like, that's a fucking crab, man. Just put the lines together, you know? It's all fucking made up. What's more important, if you go on a date and you want to know something about somebody, ask them where they are in the birth order of their family. That will tell you more about somebody than their fucking astrological sign. If you go on a date, you say, where are you in the birth order of the family? And they say, I'm the oldest. Fucking run. Run. The oldest suck. The oldest child sucks. They're always reporting for duty. The oldest is always willing to help mom and dad do something. They're like, I showed up to move the couch and you didn't do anything. It's like, fuck you, Steve. The oldest are always assistant managers at Best Buy. Fuck those fuckers, man. They're always fucking like reporting for duty, Captain America bullshit. If you go on a date, though, and you say, where are you in the birth order of the family? And they say, I'm the middle kid, red flag factory. No. The middle kid has always got tuberculosis. They're always cold. They always have nosebleeds for some reason. They're always just shivering. Parents don't remember their name. They're just like, Billy, Bobby, Jenny, Susie. Are you in this family? I don't even know. The middle one is always like just forgotten all the time. If the oldest is reporting for duty, the middle one's just kind of shivering in the corner. But if you go on a date and you say, where are you in the birth order of the family? And they say, the youngest? Serial killers. All fucking serial killers. Look at the list of serial killers. Youngest. They think they own the fucking world. The youngest child is spoiled to fuck because their parents gave up on them by the time they're like, we don't even fucking care anymore. If the oldest is reporting for duty and the middle one's shivering, the youngest is just fucking lighting fires and walking away from that shit. You guys have been fantastic. I'm Paco Romane. Enjoy your headliner, Ian. Good night.